Hi, it's Trent from Premier Coins and Artifacts. I want to thank everyone for coming down and seeing us last week, and I wanted to stop and give you guys a chance to see a shop tour. Right here along this wall, we've got some cartouches from ancient Egypt that still have their original pigment and gold leaf upon them. Up above here, we have some early 2nd century Christian art of Joseph and Jesus. Here we have a leaf from the Egyptian Book of the Dead, and another cartouche where you can actually see the papyrus and the original pigmentation. This here is a Nuremberg iron shield from 1600. It hung on the castle wall for 400 years. That's why it's in such good shape. Over here, we have a large selection of Mesoamerican and pre-Columbian figures, funerary figures, early pottery. We have some great items from the Mayan culture that I love. And this funerary urn is just beautiful. Here, in this case, we have some Egyptian artifacts, which are really neat. Over here, we have a wood coffin for a child. Still has much of the polychrome pigments and still visible upon it. We have a figure of Osiris. And in the back there, we have an original, authentic mummy of a falcon from the Ptolemaic period. So incredible. You can still see the residue of bitumen on the outside. Never really seen one before, but very neat. We also have a limestone bust and some nice selections of Roman glass where you can see the mineralization that has taken place, and a couple examples of Greek fire grenades from the Crusades and Byzantine periods. Over here we have some of our weapons that are on display. Up in the upper right, we have some Viking iron artifacts, and then the middle are from Luristan, and we have some early Greek bronze artifacts on the left. Here in the center, we do have a wakizashi from the 17th century, which is a really beautiful blade. Come and see it in person. And down below, we have some swagger sticks from US military campaigns and some Civil War and Revolutionary War artifacts. Over here, we have a few selections of fossils, large ammonites, some megalodon teeth, a woolly rhinoceros bone. And here we have some early fossils and prehistoric items. We have woolly mammoth hair, little bones that are for sale for under $10. We have some of these arrowheads from the Neolithic period out of Africa. At the bottom here, we actually do have some widow mites that are set in sterling silver. Really cool. Of course, we have the Tiffany case and the sterling silver case, many items from the Georgian through Victorian period and also the American Gilded Age. We have a huge selection of silver bars with a strong focus on the 1970s art bars. We also have some early hand-poured and early mining bars here as well. You can find some unique full sets that we have here that are not easy to find all together in one place. And we have some larger 10-ounce bars on the bottom all the way up through kilos and 100-ounce bars if you're interested in a little bit more weight. And we do have some specialty silver. This is a poker guard set from Beck's Minting. It is serial number 1, all matching. Very, very neat for a lot of folks around Las Vegas here. And again, some early 70s art bars. We also have some Lego bars and some old A-marks available, along with some Army men. These tower cases contain statues from Heads or Tails Company. In the lower end there, we do have some Celtic bronze figures, some more examples of Roman glass, and a lock from the Ottoman Empire. And on the below, we have a early 19th century book with some illuminations and the original seal from the Austro-Hungarian Empire. In the center case, we've got a nice collection of poured silver and semi-numismatic silver. Who doesn't love a little bit of treasure? Over here, we have more examples of the heads or tails statue series. Up above there is the coins of the world. You can see Britannica, the Libertad, St. George, the Australian Kookaburra, and the American Eagle. On the second shelf there, you can see Roman Boutine trap coin, also done by Heads or Tails Company. And below that, some more semi-numismatic. And below that, we have some marbles from the Revolutionary War, a few more Celtic artifacts. We even have a Crusader's ring in there. In this case, we have a lot of specialty silver as well as just bullion. We also have some backdated sovereign silver from Australia and the UK. In this case, we have a selection of 2-ounce coins and rounds. We have some Mexican Libertads, some Queen's Beasts. We also have some of Intaglio Mints, Monster series, so a lot to choose from there. Here we have some of our specialty gold sets from the US Mint that we have available. We also have a large selection of bullion available if you are looking to invest or you are looking to lose some weight. We are here for you. That's kind of a neat little sovereign scale there from the Tower of London to test the weight of the sovereigns. This case has a few more gold commemorative coins. There's a Scrooge McDuck that's one of 250. And below that, some kilos from the Germania Mint. And below that, we have some artifacts from India. We have crucifixion nails. We have some, it looks like a Viking flint striker and other items back there. Below that, we have one of the first stock certificates signed by Jack Bogle from First Index. For any of you investors out there, enjoy that. This case here on top has some CAC Morgans, beautifully toned. We also have some artistic American Silver Eagles up there. And the second shelf contains an order by Queen Elizabeth from the year 1601, appointing a new sheriff in her realm. It still carries her original seal and has provenance through Bauman Books, which many of you in Las Vegas recognize them. Below that, we have some coins from the colonial period, before we were a country. This is our Morgan case here. We have a nice selection of raw and graded Morgans available. Looks like we have a trade dollar down there as well. If you're looking to fill some of your album holds, we have a great selection of half dollars, Kennedys, also Franklins, some Walkers, Barbers. Of course, we have the dollar coins from the US Mint. This is our Las Vegas case. We have a large selection of silver strikes, some things from the local Nevada coins. And below that, we have some silver from the different casinos that are in town. And below that is a vintage gambling set, where you could just pack it up and be on your way in a jiffy. In this case, we have some of our rare currency. Of course, we have a Black Eagle, a $100 gold certificate, of course, a $1,000 bill. Those are always fun to look at. One of the more unique items in this case is an example of early LDS script, and that is signed by Brigham Young and co-signed by Heber Kimball. So that is a very, very unique piece of both American and LDS history. In this case, on the upper shelf, we have a great example of Swedish plate money. The larger one on the right would actually be only a quarter of the original plate, so you can see the gigantic size of this currency. These particular examples came off of the nickel bar, which wrecked on July 11th, 1783 off the south coast of Africa. And we brought it up from the bottom of the sea in March of 1987. Below that, we have some US Mint commemorative issues, what I feel is the most beautiful coin we've ever produced, which is the Wild Bronco. Below that, we have some of the US Mint's comic book coins. Here we have a selection of quarters, which we're still filling out. So if you have any in your collection and would like to sell, you should come down and see us. Our dimes and nickels. The penny case, we do have a 1909 SVDB on the way. We will do a video on that as soon as it shows up. And in our final case, we have a selection of foreign coins and ancients. These come from the Golden Age hoard, and my favorite in this selection is, of course, the Marcus Aurelius in back there. In the center here, we have an 8 real Atocha cob from, a cob from the Atocha shipwreck. So this came from Mel Fisher's operation of Treasure Salvage Inc. And we still have the original tag from Mel Fisher on that. So very, very unique piece of history. And we have a few coins here from the Roman Empire. The most interesting one to me is the one in front that says 30 pieces of silver. So I'm sure many of you are familiar with the Bible story of Judas selling out Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. That particular coin is called a shekel of Tyre, and that would have been circulating in Jerusalem at the time of the crucifixion, and that would be representative of the pieces of silver that Judas accepted. Very, very beautiful coin. Very, very historic. One of my favorites. Well, thanks for stopping by on the tour with me today. If you'd like to come down and see anything in person, we're located at 9275 West Flamingo Road in sunny Las Vegas. Thank you very much. You guys have a great day.